Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all here. I have a special guest with me today. Her name is Jenny Field, and she is a life and business coach. And I am so grateful that she is here with us to talk to you all. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to her so she can explain everything that she does.
All
Thank
right.
you, Jenny.
Thank you, Shelly. I really appreciate you having me here today. Like Shelly said, I'm a life and business coach. So you may be thinking, what in the world does that mean? As a business coach, I have 30 years of experience as an entrepreneur. I started in direct sales. So I have experience building there, like long before social media. Telephone and a phone book is where I started. I've built businesses online, and then I've built brick and mortar businesses and helped other people build their businesses over the last 30 years. So it's a huge passion of mine to help women build their businesses so they can live a life that they love. As a life coach, I help in all arenas of your life. I mean, think about things that you want to do or when you feel stuck and you're really not sure, like, what is stuck? Where do I feel that? Why do I feel that way? And it's getting down to the nitty gritty and finding out why you feel stuck. So whether you're an empty nester and you're like, now what do I do? My kids are gone. Whether you are leaving toxic relationships, you're switching careers, you hate your job, and you want to find a new career path. I've helped women do that. I've helped people find their dream jobs, start their own businesses, write a book. So it's all about simple processes. I think the simpler you can keep things, the better it is for everybody, right? Because we can get mucked down in the overwhelm. And I think as women, we tend to do that anyway. We overthink so many things. So I have a 3-step process that I use when I'm working with people. And the first one is to get clarity, to know your purpose. I think a lot of the reasons we're stuck is we don't know what our purpose is. And so I help you get clear on what that purpose is. And there's just a process to go through where we do some journaling and some writing and asking yourself some questions where you can just kind of brain dump. And then from there, we look and see what stands out to you. What triggers you? What makes you think, yes, this is what I want to do? What makes you excited? Once we've got that, we choose one thing. I know too, as women, we're like, oh, I can change everything. That's awesome. I would love to change it all today. We know if you take on too much, guess what? You leave it in the dust and you don't do anything. So if we can work on one thing that we can change, then we can start to change lots of things, but it starts with one. So it's getting committed to that one thing. So that's the second step, is getting committed to that goal, and then breaking that goal down, what that looks like, what steps you need to take. And then the last part of that is just taking action steps. And where I come in as a coach is to help you master your brain. Everything happens right in here. And it's things that you may not even be aware of that keep us feeling stuck. And it's not until we kind of dive in and somebody else hears you say something and says, whoa, where did that come from? And when you can do that, you can create a life that you love, and you can start to build on that. And once you learn that process, it becomes easier and easier to go through. One of the things I wanted to talk about today, just in a little training segment, is like how do we get closure on one thing before we start something else? And I think it's super important. And if you see me look down, it's because I have notes so I don't ramble and go off someplace else where you're like, where did she go? What does this mean? I may still do that, but hopefully it'll have a point. How to wrap something up. And this was specific. I did a training on wrapping up your year, right? So we are at the tail end of 2021. And I don't know about you guys, but it has seemed like the longest year ever. And yet it's flown by. Anybody else feel like that? I haven't decided. Is that an age thing? Is that a what is going on thing? Or is it just that everything's been so mucked up the last couple of years that we sit there and think, what's going on? So couple of things to focus on going into a new year. And your new year can start in February, March, April. It doesn't matter when you decide to make decisions to change things. You're just going to wrap them up so you can move forward. So it's not associated with a year or a month. In fact, I encourage people, don't focus on that, because then we get caught up into, well, I set out to do this and I didn't do it, so I've blown it. So I'll just wait until the end of the week. Oh, still blew it again. So I'll just wait until the end of the month. Stop. You can start fresh. You can start new the next minute, the next hour, the next day. And I always relate it back to a diet, right? Like if you're trying to eat healthy and you screw up, you don't have to stay on that hamster wheel. You can decide, like, with the next bite you take, that this is going to be different. So that's what I encourage you to do. So one of the things I want you to look at is, what is something that you've been putting off? Right? We all have a list of things that we think we need to do, right? Is it an email you need to write? Is it a call that you need to make to somebody? Is it talking to a prospect that scares you to death? Is it starting to write a business plan? Is it starting your book? What is something that you deeply desire that you just keep putting off? Doesn't matter the reason, you just know that you keep putting off. If you want to change that, you have to take action on it. And so just jump in and take that action. I call it do the damn thing. That's my thing, is just do the damn thing, whatever that is. What's going to make you feel proud or make you feel like, oh my gosh, I did this, right? I started this. Because once you take that first step, you can take the next step. And you have to know, you don't have to see all the steps in front of you. All you have to do is take action one, and those next steps will start to appear. And if you need help, you just go and ask for the help. When you look back, what is something you wish you would have done? Doesn't matter what it is, big or small. Was it ask for a raise? Finish reading the book that you started 6 months ago. I'm also going to tell you, as somebody who reading books, I was the person who was like, if I started it, I have to finish it. It doesn't matter, right? I'm a finisher. I finish everything. That doesn't always serve you. So it's okay to leave situations. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to be like, I didn't like that. I'm not doing that anymore. So just know that. But you can change your look. Is it calling an old family friend? Is it calling somebody that you haven't talked to, but they've been on your mind, right? Be the one that just does something like that. When you close out something with happiness and joy, then it sets you up for more happiness and joy. And we tend to close things off. I want to stop people from closing things off in like bitterness. When we learn to set boundaries around things, I want you to know it's not about creating a fence to keep people out. That's not what boundaries are. It's about protecting yourself and taking care of you and letting in the people that you want. So as you close out, I want you to close out with happiness and joy and not pain and disappointment. So write down, what is something big or small that you can do, that you can take action on right away. Set yourself up for success. Let things sink in. I am not a believer in how you do one thing is how you do everything. I do not believe that at all. I think that we all wear so many different hats, and some hats we love, others we're like, we just get through. If people judged me based on how I clean my house, it would be a bad thing. You know what? Because I don't care about that. I don't like to do it. Do I do it? Yes, but not to what somebody else's standard may be, and that's okay. So how you finish one thing, though, is how you start the next thing. So if you're starting it on an up level, if you're finishing something out and you can release it with joy in your heart, then you can move on to the next thing with joy in your heart. So what are things that you need to stop now? Is it something in your business? Is it, do you, hold on, I got off track here. I totally lost my train of thought, and I have my notes in front of me. Look at things that good habits that you have, right? And how we get in our own way when we stop doing them. We know they're good for us. We know that they set you up for success. And it's the little things that set you up for success, because once you acknowledge that you're doing those little things, then you know you can take on other things. So, and I'm talking silly little things like drinking enough water, flossing your teeth. I will tell you, like, I was never a flosser. I thought that's all my own reasons, right? We all have our own reasons. But I did it and I made it a habit for, now it's been almost 9 months. I floss my teeth every day. I've never done that my entire life. But it was funny because I was like, oh, you can commit to those little things. Drinking your water, moving your body, sitting down, and if it's analyzing your business, taking that CEO time, finding the little things that you can do. When you have momentum, you keep momentum. And what I caution people against is when we've had a great success or we've had something fabulous happen, building momentum is like pushing a boulder up a hill. So you're pushing, and you're right at that peak, right? So something great is happening or about to happen, and just stop. And so what happens next is that boulder slides back down on you, right? Sometimes you get run over by the boulder, but it slides back down. And so if you can keep pushing, and you don't have to exert the same force, but if you can just keep at it, it will eventually tip and start to roll downhill as long as you stay consistent in your things. So in your life things, that's some of the things we work on. What are some of the habits you want to create? What are some of the routines you want to create? What makes you feel good? What works for me may not work for you. It's not my job to decide what's going to work for you. It's your job to say, hey, this feels really good and this serves me. What serves you may not serve me. But that's what we're going to uncover, is what's going to serve you and what's going to keep that momentum rolling for you. We have to flip the switch on our thinking. We have to see what's holding us back and be aware of that. Is it self-doubt? Is it limiting beliefs? I'm a firm believer that everyone's brain is an a-hole. It absolutely messes with you. It throws thoughts in there that you're like, what? I mean, I want you to think about those thoughts. Some people think, well, I'm too old, or I don't have enough experience, or any number of things. I don't have enough education. I don't have XYZ, whatever that is. That's just your brain messing with you. Our brains are wired to keep us safe, and they've kept us safe since we were little. And people were telling us all the time, like, don't touch the burner on the stove. It's hot. Every little kid, my kids included, touch the burner, right? We all do it because we're all going to test it. But then as we get older, those same things happen, only they happen differently. It's not out of a safety issue per se, right? You touch a burner, you run into the street, bad things can happen. But what happens is then people start questioning you or thinking or saying to you, "Ooh, are you sure you want to do that? I don't think you're quite ready. Ooh, maybe you're not strong enough," whether that's mentally or physically or whatever that looks like. People, they want to protect you, your parents, your grandparents, your friend circle. People also want to keep you at their level. Your friends, your people don't want you to grow beyond them, because then that becomes threatening to them. And so that is another thing that we have to flip the switch on our thinking. You're not going to be leaving people behind. You don't have to leave people behind, but you may have to change your circle slightly. You may have to broaden your circle to bring in those people that are going to support your new ways of thinking. You can still have your other relationships, but you can't have new thinking hanging around old thinkers all the time. So you have to up level that. You have to include new people. So I choose what's holding you back. Decide. Look at that. We have to start shoveling that out. Identify what's driving you nuts. How many things do you have in your world that you have control over, right? There's lots of things that drive us nuts that we have zero control over. But if you've walked by something in your home 500 times, 1,000 times, years, right? And thought, that bugs me. And oftentimes it's a quick little fix, right? Like I did that. I have a pantry in my home, and every time I open the door, I cringe because it's the space oh, company's coming, shove it all in there. Oops, this is happening, shove it all in there. Okay, so now it's not a pantry, it's like the junk closet. So I have walked by it, opened it up. I go in there every day, right? And I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. This bugs you to no end. It's going to take you an hour to clean it out, and you're going to feel so much lighter. And that's exactly what happened. So if you can identify the little things that drive you nuts, then you can fix them. And it can be anything, absolutely anything. There's also things that you may have on your to-do list that don't matter anymore, but we think our brains still think about them because they're on a list someplace, right? They're in your head, they're on a list, you wrote it down, and you're like, I've got it. No, you don't. If it doesn't matter to you anymore, cross it off. It is just as important to say, I don't need to do this, as it is to do something that does drive you nuts. So it's okay. I want to give people permission to, nobody should you, or, you should, we should ourselves, oh my gosh, we should ourselves enough. We don't have to continue to do that. And then sometimes stopping bad habits is as important and more important as implementing good ones. One of my favorite books is Jen Sincero's is it Badass Habits. I love her whole series of everything. But she talks about you can't just replace them. It's not super easy to just be like, boop, bad habits gone. If you ever quit smoking, quit drinking, started exercising, the things that you did that you needed to quit a bad habit, letting yourself down, right? It doesn't happen overnight because we're so self-critical that anytime we make a little blip, we think, I'm done for. I can't do this. I knew I couldn't do it. I absolutely knew. So one of the things that I really want to encourage people to do is start finding those new little habits and start implementing. Don't choose 10 things to implement at once, right? You can't. Nobody can keep track of that. Like I chose to floss my teeth. Choose one until it's in a habit where you don't have to think about it. And then you can add another one. And as far as stopping, choose something you really want to stop, right? Don't let other people choose for you what you should stop doing. I am a swearer. I've always been a swearer. Drives my mother crazy. I get it. And for years I tried to stop. I thought, it's unprofessional. It's this, it's that. I don't use profanity as like all the time, but I do swear. And I realized it wasn't a habit I wanted to stop. You guys, I did it for years. I did the swear jar. I did giving it up for Lent. I did all these things, but it wasn't something I wanted to give up. So guess what? It's never going to happen. So choose something that you want to give up. Motivation is overrated. We can all get motivated. We can watch something. We can watch a movie. We can listen to a podcast. We can listen to music, and we can get motivated, but it's fleeting. And so consistency in what you do, you need to set yourself up for success with your consistent efforts. And so it has to be things that you're willing to do and that you want bad enough. You have to know why you're doing it, right? If you want to be consistent in something, Why do you want to be consistent? What difference is that going to make for you? Our environment is a huge part of that. So you need to find ways to make, if it's a work environment, like if that's important to you and you want to build your business, your work environment needs to be in such a way that you feel like working when you go in there. Use little things to keep you on track, whether it's using the focusing on your phone. I use timers a lot. I think a lot of us get bogged down in you sit down to do something and it's the squirrel effect, right? You sit down and you're like, oh, and then all of a sudden you have spent an hour looking at something. Social media is a huge waste of time. I mean, we all use it. I'm a huge proponent, but it has its place, right? And how many times have you found yourself scrolling, and then thought, wow, that was an hour gone, when we just need to clean things up. Like I started cleaning up my feed yesterday, and kept people that inspired me and people that I wanted to see their stuff, and other people I just unfollowed or, unfriended, whatever. And it wasn't because I don't like them. It was clutter and things that I didn't need to focus on. How many times have you sat and somebody posted something controversial and all of a sudden you're reading through 545 comments of people you don't even know? And you're like, what am I doing? So find time, set timers. If you go into work, things expand to the time that you have. And so when we don't set parameters on our time gets wasted. And time is the one thing you can't get back. So set timers on those things. So you just go in and do the thing. Sometimes things are going to take longer than expected. That's okay. That's not anything bad. It just takes a little more time. All right. The other thing is we need to learn to relax and enjoy our time. As a society, we give busyness this huge badge of honor. Like, oh, like they do so many things. I'm a firm believer that if you're running your own business and you're doing your own things, like you did that so you could take back some time control. You did that so you could take back some financial control. And if we give all of that up, the reasons why we did it, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life so I could stay home with my kids. I am now doing things so I can provide a very different retirement for us. Like, if I lose sight of that and I'm not enjoying the things that my purpose, why I'm doing that, then what's the point? So learn to take time off. It's okay. Nothing's going to crumble around you. People want to see you relaxing. They want to be like, how does she do that? How can you continue to do that? And so that's another thing I really want people to focus on is have a good time. Don't get caught up in what everyone else is doing. You don't have to do your business or your life like anyone else. Your number one priority is you and the people that are important to you. And so spend your time wisely, spend it with them, and spend it how you want. You don't have to grind. You don't have to hustle at the end of the month to make sure things are happening. Just be true to you. What are some things you can do? Like, I think self-care is huge, but I don't think self-care is always massages and nail appointments and pedicures and all of that. Sometimes it's soaking in the tub. Sometimes it's sitting down and reading a book that you want to read. Sometimes it's sitting down and watching a movie with your family. You get to decide what your self-care looks like. Sometimes it's a coaching session. Sometimes it's therapy. It doesn't matter. You just have to know what feels good for you. So those are things that you can do to wrap things up and start anew. I think it's exciting having a new year in front of us. But don't wait. It can start today. In fact, I encourage people, if you want something new, do one thing new today. One thing, that's all it takes is one new thing today. I don't know that I have anything else for you other than how to reach me. The easiest thing to do, I do have a website. It's not quite finished yet. It's coming. It's in progress. But you can email me at jennyfield.com, or my Facebook group is at Reclaim Your Inner Badass. And it's a group supporting women in business, supporting women building their own confidence, and doing those things. It's a passion of mine. I believe that women, if we put more emphasis on women, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. And I absolutely believe that, because we're nurturers and we tend to reach out to other people and we want to help other people succeed. And so when we can build each other up, we can change the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. And so that's what gets me up every morning and allows me to do what I love to do.
There's a little bit of noise right now because I am traveling, but I want to thank you so much for coming in and doing this interview. I really appreciate it. I know when I joined your group, it has helped me a lot. I've gained a lot of information from your group, and that's the reason why I brought you on here, because I trust you, and I've gotten to really know you from there. So I want to thank you so much for coming today.
You're so welcome. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to just speak to people that are important to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you have a good day, and
you too.
Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Let's make 2022 the best.
Oh, yes. It's going to be the best year ever.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.